They laughed when he walked in. Not the kind of laugh you share with friends. The sharp, cutting kind. "Look who thinks he belongs here." He froze, books pressed to his chest. The sound of their mockery filled the hallway, and for a moment he almost believed them. But here's the question that will haunt you if you let it. What if the best answer to betrayal, to rejection, to humiliation isn't anger? What if it's achievement? Picture it. A crowded classroom, the smell of chalk and dust. A teacher hands back test papers. The boy looks down. A low score, red ink. Before he can slip it into his bag, a voice booms. Of course he failed. He's not smart enough. The class erupts. Every whisper cuts like a blade. Every laugh echoes in his skull. He stares at the floor. Cheeks burn. Heart pounds. In that moment, he swears he'll never forget their faces. Humiliation is sticky. It clings to your skin. You carry it home, into the silence of your room. He sat at his desk that night. The lamp flickered, pages blurred. But those words repeated, like a broken record. "You're not smart enough. You'll never make it." He could have surrendered. Most people do. But something twisted inside him. Not rage, not tears. Resolve. Mornings turned into late nights. While others slept, he studied. While others mocked, he read. He wasn't chasing grades anymore. He was chasing transformation. Every insult became fuel. Every doubt became oxygen. He whispered it like a prayer. "Success will be my revenge." But success never comes fast. And revenge, real revenge, requires patience. There were nights his body gave out. Head collapsed onto books. Eyes swollen from reading. Hands trembling from exhaustion. There were mornings he wanted to quit. When his reflection in the mirror asked him, "Why keep going? No one believes in you." And here's the cruelty of the journey. Sometimes your biggest enemy isn't their voice. It's your own. He didn't post about his grind. Didn't brag online. Didn't tell anyone. He worked in silence. Failing in silence. Rising in silence. Until silence itself became his ally. And then slowly the results shifted. A test score rose. Project succeeded. An opportunity cracked open. But he told no one. Not yet. Because true revenge doesn't announce itself. It arrives uninvited. Fast forward. Years later, the same people who laughed at him once sat in the same hall now as guests. And he walked across the stage. Not as a failure. Not as a joke. But as the top graduate. The crowd erupted. But he wasn't listening to the applause. He was watching their faces. The laughter was gone, replaced by silence. And silence this time was his victory. Here's the paradox. By the time his revenge arrived, he didn't crave it anymore. Because success reshapes you, turns your scars into strength, your anger into fuel, your humiliation into honor. He realized the truth standing there. He hadn't beaten them. He had beaten the version of himself who once believed them. So maybe tonight your hallway sounds different. Maybe it's the boss who humiliated you, the friend who betrayed you, the teacher who told you you'd never make it. Their voices are loud. Their laughter is sharp. Their betrayal is real. And maybe you want revenge. But remember this, revenge isn't rage. Revenge isn't shouting back. Revenge is becoming so undeniable that the world has no choice but to respect you. So I'll ask you right now, what's your word? The word you'll hold onto when their voices echo, when failure presses against your chest, when you want to prove them wrong, but the grind feels endless. Drop that one word in the comments, because someone else might need to read it tonight. Years later, the boy, now a man, returned to his old school, not as a student, not as a victim, but as a speaker, standing on the same stage where his humiliation began. He looked out at rows of students. Some were dreamers, some were doubters, some were just like him, carrying words that cut too deep. And he said, "I was laughed at here, I was called a failure here, but today I stand here, not because of their words, but because I chose a different one. Success." The room went silent, and for the first time, silence was no longer shame. It was respect. So maybe tonight your scars are still open. Maybe your humiliation still burns. But hear me, the best revenge isn't to prove them wrong with anger. It's to prove yourself right with success. If the story lit a spark in you, hit like, subscribe to Rise Remember Stories for more daily sparks, and share this with someone who needs to know. Revenge isn't hate. It's becoming unstoppable. Your greatest revenge is not their silence, but your success that speaks louder than every insult.